So putting stairs into your 3D model in Plant is very simple because a lot of the legwork is actually done for you as far as constructing the stairs themselves. But now placing them, especially for someone who's not used to the AutoCAD 3D environment, could be a little bit tricky. So this by no means is the only method of doing it, but it's kind of a way that works for me. What I do is I generally draw some AutoCAD lines out previous to putting the stairs just to make sure that I place them exactly where I want. You can use your measure geometry tool to measure things out. For example, let's go ahead and just check the width of our top where our landing would be. I mean, obviously you would probably know that already, but just in case you need to use the measure geometry tool, all you have to do is type in measure geom, and probably before you even get the word out, it's going to come up as a suggestion. And then I'll use the distance option so that I can measure across the top here, because what I want to do is I want to see how far it is across so I can find the midpoint. And why is it that I want to find the midpoints? Because that's actually where the stairs are going to be placed. So I'm going to get an endpoint here just so I can be accurate. I'm going to zoom in on here, and I'm going to grab that endpoint, and I'm going to go to the other endpoint as well. Never be afraid to zoom in, and you'll see that it's 3 feet. Okay, so what I can do here is I will go ahead and also determine how far out I want the stairs to run. So if I want these stairs to run out, let's just say 10 feet, I'll go ahead and I'll put a line out that I can always take away later. Once again, using my snaps. And I'll just snap out from this corner right here. And I'll go out 10 feet. I'm going to tab over to 90 degrees just to get that line going in the right direction. And you'll see I have a 10-foot line that goes out that way. Now, what I can also do is I can put a line over the direction that I want the middle of the stairs to run. And of course, I know that half of 36 is going to be 18, so I'll just do a little 18-inch line in this direction. Put that 18 at a 0-degree angle. And then I can go ahead up to here and find the midpoint of actually where I want to snap to up there. And if it makes it easier for you, you can switch to a line model or whichever one you find the easiest way to be able to see. And what I mean by that is you can go up in here to the shapes, and if you are more comfortable seeing this as an outline, you could do that. It might make it easier for you to find endpoints and things such as that. All right, so right here I have a starting and an ending point for my stairs. As I said, you can erase that later if you wish, but go ahead over to your structure tab and go into the stairs panel, and it's going to pretty much tell you, give a first point for your start of stairs, and what you want to do is you want to pick the bottom first and then end at the top. So once again, endpoints, and also if you wish, you can also set those endpoints to be running snaps, so we don't have to do that every time. And endpoint. I just find it's easier to pick the ones that I want. Now that I've picked those 2 points, I say enter, and when I back out, I have a run of steps going exactly where I want them. And also notice that your support is going to run below grade, and that is by default how that runs. So that's about how easy it is to actually lay the steps themselves. Now, perhaps you have some specific needs for your stairs, and you don't want just a generic stair that was provided for you whenever we drew it out. There are stair settings that you can set. You can go ahead and set them by the stair settings here, or you can get this same dialog box if you select the stair generator and you go ahead to settings. So let's just say we didn't want these to be 3 feet, but maybe 2 feet. And your tread distance, maybe instead of 10 was 9. We'll go ahead and OK those changes. And let's go back to the settings because there's actually something else that I'd want to change here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the step data. I think everything looks pretty good here, but if you wanted to make any changes here, you could do that as well. And then if you needed to change actually the shape of the stairs that you want to, let's just say maybe instead of this C channel, we wanted to go to this MC channel. And let's just go ahead and select that one. And we'll say OK. So now we're still on the stair tool, but let's go ahead and use our guide again. We'll go ahead endpoint to endpoint. Zoom in here. And I'll pick the next endpoint as well at the end of this line. And we'll enter that. And you'll see that it creates another set of stairs for you, except it's built on the other the changes that we made rather than the ones that are in default. I'll go ahead and just change this from wireframe for a second here so that we can see the differences that it was made. So as you can see, it's fairly easy to change the settings whenever you need to create the stairs in Plant 3.